Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today I have a very special video for you all. We are going to be going over every single Black Series Clone Trooper that I have in my collection. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I wanted to make sure that the next video that I posted was something really special and something that I think you guys would really enjoy. So these are all of my Black Series Clone Trooper figures. I've got them all laid out in my kitchen here. And I'm going to be kind of going through them. I won't go through every single figure, but I will be kind of giving you guys a look. I've got them all organized by battalion, and we'll kind of look through them. Now, to answer your questions, some of these are official Black Series figures produced by Hasbro, and some of these are knockoff figures which can be purchased through AliExpress. I think probably most of the people who are this deep into the Black Series have heard of the Vales Clone Troopers, but if you haven't, they are knockoff figures produced on the Hasbro body with some custom pieces and custom paint jobs that make them into different characters. One thing I will say, even though I do have, dozens and dozens of these bootleg figures, if you are interested in purchasing them on AliExpress, just know that there is a possibility that they may just never show up. Obviously I've purchased a ton of these, but that doesn't mean that the store couldn't just run off with my money at some point and leave me without anything. So just be mindful if you are deciding to purchase these through AliExpress. So let's go ahead and jump on in here. We'll start off here with the 332nd. So the majority of these figures are sort of assembled with the knockoff parts, basically by doing head swaps. So some of these start off as 501st figures, like this one here started off as a 501st Airborne, and then I swapped the 332nd Clone Trooper head onto it. And I think it makes some kind of cool combinations here. Very cool with the ARF Trooper. And it's kind of funny, there are several figures here, only two of them. These two right here are the real figures. This one here and this one here are the only real Hasbro figures. Moving on down to the 501st here, you can see these are some Phase 2 clones with the rangefinder antenna. This one here is done up like a commander, and then I've got like a captain, and then there are several variations back here, kit bashed between different figures. Moving down the line, we've got the ARF troopers, the 501st ARFs, and you can see again there's a commander and then one on the airborne body, and then some that have some different combinations back there, like one you can see with a rocket launcher, and then some that have like extra holsters and things on. This one here is the only one that I have in my collection. This is the like, I guess you call it Phase 2 ARF or the 1.5 version ARF. Pretty cool. This one is one of the newer ones, and it's on the 3.0 Clone Trooper body. Again, it's crazy that I think this guy Vales on AliExpress has released more 3.0 Clone Troopers than Hasbro has, frankly. Up next, these are two of my favorite here. We got the 501st Airborne, very cool looking. I know, at least on the Vales website, it seems like there's a bit of a toss-up between whether or not people think the little cape should be black or tan. I lean towards tan. All of the swaps that I do are typically on the tan ones. These bodies here, they only came with the black little cape, so that's why those ones are on black. But I've got these here. I ended up with a lot of extra airborne helmets just because I swapped so many of the bodies around. Up next here, we've got a Poe. So this one right here is as it was ordered from AliExpress. He's got the holsters, the dual holsters, and then the little arrow on his forehead. It's kind of hard to tell what a Poe is actually meant to look like. I think this is a swap that I've done onto the 332nd body with the battle damaged paint that I think looks closer to the cartoon. And then because I swapped so many helmets onto the body with dual holsters, I have plenty of a Poe helmet clone troopers back there. They're not my favorite, but I think, you know, in the back of a display, you can't tell that there's the arrow on there. They kind of blend in with your average 501st character. These ones here, we have the plain 501st helmet. This one here, I always get these two mixed up. The one, I can never remember if it's a Poe or Bo between these two. These were the first two that I got from AliExpress back when they were super cheap. Very, very cool figures. Then we've got the official Hasbro Poe with the different color blue. He stands out because he's the only 501st clone trooper in this lineup here that has that different color blue. I know it's accurate to the show, but it's kind of funny. In the background here, there are some archive and 4-pack. I don't know which is which, but official Hasbro figures there. Moving on down, we have some Umbara Arc 501st with the binoculars. Just kind of cool. I think they were just done with head swaps again. In the back, we have some characters that aren't canon, but we have Mixer, Red-Eye, and Denel in Phase 2 armor. And a lot of people were pretty upset when Vales released these, because they're not canon, obviously. But, you know, there are plenty of clone troopers, and I just figured these are some other 501st characters that painted their Phase 2 armor up to honor their fallen brothers. That's the way I justify it. Those are also on the 3.0 body, which is pretty cool. Down here, we have the named 501st characters. So there's a mixture of official Hasbro stuff and Vales stuff. You can see we've got like Hardcase, Tup, Dogma, and Jesse here, and I always forget the medic's name, but he's back there too. He's got a backpack, which is custom to the Vales toy store, which is pretty cool. We've got the 3 ARC Troopers, Jesse, Fives, and Echo. Vales did do a custom helmet that you can swap onto this guy. I just never purchased it. You had to buy a full figure to get the helmet, so it was kind of, didn't want to pay like 24 bucks to have just the helmet. We do have Mixer and Red-Eye back there in their canon appearance. We've got Hawk. We've got the 501st clone trooper from the 2-pack, or the lieutenant, but obviously it's a, you know, plain 501st. And then we've got the Vales Phase 1 Captain Rex. This was another figure that people were pretty upset about when it got announced, obviously because Hasbro's doing their version. Although this particular appearance is actually based on the Sideshow Collectibles Militaries of Star Wars Captain Rex. So that's a figure that I'm nostalgic for, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me to pick this one up. Next to him, we've got another figure based on a Sideshow Collectibles figure, and it's Cad Bane in Denel disguise. Got the custom head sculpt that looks very, very similar to that older figure. And then we've got the Bakara style heavy clone troopers. These are pretty cool. It's kind of a glimpse into what the new Bakara figure is going to look like. A very good looking figure, even here as a bootleg. Moving down to 2/12, it kind of gets darker over here. Sorry, my apartment is not a studio. It doesn't have great lighting, but we've got some 2/12 Airborne. We have the accurate one, and then this sort of like variant version with this alternative DC-15 rifle, which looks pretty cool. We got the old Commander Cody. I'm waiting for the replacement, obviously. In back, we've got a mixture of 2/12 medics and just plain 2/12 clone troopers. There's some real ones in there, and there's some knockoff ones. We've got Waxer and Boyle up here in front. Pretty cool. I think these were originally called like 2/12 ARC Troopers, these ones here. Obviously, that's not accurate, but they do look pretty cool, and they're a reasonable variation. We do have the classic 4-pack 2/12 Trooper, looking very dated now comparatively, but still matches, so I leave them in there. We do have some Umbara style 2/12 with the binoculars on there too, which is pretty cool. We got some Phase 1 2/12. You know, we got a heavy one with the backpack and the minigun. This was another Veils one. It came just packed just like this, which is pretty cool. And then we got Waxer and Boyle Phase 1. Pretty cool as well. And then some 212th ARF troopers. I've got one back here that I think is cool. It's a medic. And then up front, I've got one on the airborne body, and then one with the minigun. And then down here at the very end of the line, we've got the 442nd. Now, one thing that I think is really interesting about these is that Hasbro only released one figure. This one right here, the 4-pack 442nd. And then Veils Toy Store released 3 different variants. Each one had a slightly different body and a different helmet. And so I took those and I bought 9 of them and I swapped all the helmets around. So then you get 9 unique variations that kind of just fill out the shelf. Because otherwise, this 442nd would have to be by himself on the shelf. Like they're not gonna release any more of those, obviously. So now at least he's got a little squad to be around him. Swinging around here to the other side, we have some of the ones I don't have as many of. Here in the back, we've got the Republic Commandos, Boss Sev, Scorch, and Fixer. Pretty cool. Those are some of my favorites. Even though they're not the best figures, I just love the characters. And I do have 4 of the plain white ones. They went on clearance and I couldn't help myself. They were cheaper. I think I pre-ordered one because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get it. And then the other 3 were cheaper on clearance than the original figure was with tax and shipping. So sometimes that's just how it works out. I couldn't help myself on those ones. I don't remember. I think these are 13th, I think. I didn't play, Jedi Survivor, so I don't remember. But pretty cool. They have some different variants there. They've got like the heavy in the back with the gun, the minigun, and then a medic here, and then a commander and a captain. Pretty cool. Again, this is another figure where it's like, you're not really going to display this with any other clone troopers on the shelf. There's no real variations unless you just buy multiples of the same figure, which I don't normally like to do that much. I prefer things to be, primarily different. Up here in front, we've got Commander Wolf and the Wolfpack. Obviously, this is a character here that, you don't have any clones to go with him, but Veils has sort of filled in the gap, and now there are 4 different variants of the Wolfpack clones. They all have names, but to be honest, I don't remember them, to be fair, but they do look nice, and he did a really nice job of matching the color with the Wolf figure. Moving down here, we've got some shock troopers, and the official Hasbro, I think his name is Thyre, I believe. It's either Thyre or Fox, I can't remember. And then we do have the official Bad Batch figure in the middle there. So add some nice variation. I really like the red, so I think that looks cool. We have Commander Neo, and I think they're 91st Elite or Seleucami troopers. We've got the heavy with the chain gun, and then we've got just the plain clone trooper. Very, very cool. Neo is missing the extra shoulder pad, but honestly, I don't think Hasbro is ever going to give us one of these guys, so I was more than willing to pick it up despite that on AliExpress. Moving across over here, I believe this is the Canon 187th, and I've got the official one right here, the actual Hasbro one, and then there are some different variations, one with an antenna. We have the, oh no, I've knocked some over. We've got the airborne troopers. This one here with the gold is meant to be Enoch, which is really funny. That one ruffled some feathers. People thought it was kind of dumb, but I thought it was funny. That's why I picked it up. We've got these ones back here, the Purge troopers. I don't think they're technically clones, but they're on the clone body. So I've got those in there. Definitely look cool in the black armor. We have the absolutely ancient at this point clones, the multicolored clones. I know these are so dated at this point, but I am sort of nostalgic for them, even though, they're not all of them are the correct color and everything, and they're not the greatest figures. I still will probably keep these in my collection forever. Coming forward here, we've got sort of a timeline of the clone troopers. You know, we have each body. Some of these are bootlegs and some of these are official. This one's an official one, and so is this one here. Same kind of thing with the Phase 1 clone troopers here. We've got some different versions. Some are bootlegs and some are real. I do have these two here are real 3.0 ones, which I like a lot. Down here in the front, we've got our 41st Elite, which is just Gree twice. This is the original Target exclusive one, and then the new 2-pack version. Now, a lot of people are hating on this figure. I know it's not like the most iconic version of Gree, but I think it does look nice. I would have preferred a Phase 1 version, or just any other camouflage clone trooper to go with Gree, but it does look nice. Then up here, we've got the Camino ARF trooper from AliExpress, and then the Bad Batch Camino clone. I know these don't technically go together, but I think they look nice together. Then we've got the Bad Batch, and I've accidentally knocked over Omega, Hunter, and Crosshair. That's just the way it goes with action figure collecting, I guess. Pretty cool figures. Swinging around here, there's just a few more. We have our later season Bad Batch stuff here. We've got the Rex with the poncho, the later season, you know, Hunter, Tech, Wrecker, and Omega, and Echo. And then we've got the black armor Crosshair, and I think this is an Elite Trooper. Again, not a clone trooper, but on the clone body. Same thing here with this Tartakovsky Clone Wars Obi-Wan. A very cool figure. I wish it was more available, or maybe got an update. Has a really great head sculpt for Obi-Wan. Very cool looking figure. I'm surprised we even got that. Here's an ARF trooper, like a Clone Wars ARF trooper here in the background. And this serves as an example of a figure that you get what you pay for sometimes on AliExpress. You can see his visor is not straight on there. So sometimes you get a dud when you order from AliExpress. Here is a Bly, still waiting on the 327th after all these years. Hopefully we'll get some from Vales or Hasbro, either way. We've got the Gaming Greats. I think it's Umbara ARC Trooper. I don't know. I never played Battlefront 2, so I know it's a skin in the game. We've got the Halloween Skeleton Clone Trooper there in the back. I just thought that looked cool. I know it's not canon or anything, but it does look cool. I think it looks cool next to this orange. The green and orange with the black armor I think looks cool. We've got the ARC Trooper, the red ARC Trooper that's meant to be Fordo, or maybe it's not meant to be Fordo. It's one of those figures, I think it looks cool, but it's kind of disappointing that we didn't just get the character we all wanted. And then finally we got the purple 187th, the Hasbro 187th Legion. I put these all together here because they're just sort of like the misfits. You know, they don't have anybody to be displayed with. But yeah, overall, just let me know what you think here. I'm kind of curious to see what you think on these bootleg figures. It's kind of a new thing for the Star Wars collector. I don't know if they're going to hold their value, if there's going to be an aftermarket for these later, or if they're just going to be pennies on the dollar. Obviously, I don't purchase toys as an investment, but I think it is sort of interesting to see what the market will hold for figures like this in the future. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I guess I'll see you later.